Broadcasting live at 10 a.m. Central, worldwide on the web. This is OneRadioNetwork.com.
And a very pleasant good morning to you. This is Patrick Timpone. And you've got OneRadioNetwork.com, just like the nice lady said. And it is 10 a.m. Central, a couple minutes after. And we'll introduce you to our guest, David Icke, live from London in just a second. So hold on your chairs. Always exciting stuff when we have an opportunity to talk with Mr. Icke. So stay right there and join us, if you'd like, live here this morning, February 9, 2010. Here's the phone number, 888-663-6386. You know how it works. You simply, we'll put you on hold while we're on the air and listen via the telephone to the show, and then we'll pick it up live on the air. Tomorrow, Andrew Goss, our regular weekly adventure into the real world of money. Here's a gentleman that has been looking at the Federal Reserve System, the powers that be, how money works, the Bank of International Settlements, the World Bank, how it ties in all geopolitically, for a very, very long time, 30 years, and he's a regular weekly guest, so we get quite an education. If you've not heard Andrew Goss, check out our show tomorrow and all of our archives on Thursday. We're going to be talking about electromagnetic fields and how they can affect you at home and what to do to protect yourself. And also Dr. Jonathan Wright will be on this week. He's one of the best in the biz in the northwest part of the country. So we have lots of things coming up. This morning we're going to go over to London, and it's a pleasure to welcome David Icke to the show once again. He's been on several times. David is just finishing up a new book that we're going to ask him about, but he's going to... Well, David Icke, first of all, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good, Patrick. You?
I'm fine, sir. Nice to have you here. So it's kind of exciting. We're not going to unfold exactly what this book is about, but you say it's going to be coming out very soon, or going to press very soon. But this is a little bit different, where you've uncovered a lot of new information, and you're going to wait until it comes out before you talk about it.
Yeah, because almost before it comes out, because the new information is so dramatic, so challenging in many ways, but good, because we need to know what's going on, that it really needs to be put together, all dots connected, because if it comes out in dribs and drabs, then A, it loses the power of comprehension, and B, it can sound crazy if it's not put together with all the other dots that I put it together with. But this book is the biggest work I've ever done. It's 720-odd pages, 325 illustrations, got 32 pages of original artwork by a great friend of mine, an artist called Neil Haig. So it's just a massive, massive work, and I've been working 12 hours a day on it for months, including all over Christmas and New Year, so I could get it out in a reasonable time scale. But it will challenge a lot of people, or even people in the arena of the research that in the areas that I work in, or some of them, but it will also have lots and lots of people going, oh my goodness, so that's how they do
we
it.
like those kind of books, don't we?
Yeah.
And when do you think it will be out in the public arena?
We're hoping to have it in circulation. We'll have it through the website, davidicke.com, by May.
Okay.
But by the end of May, it should be circulating in the shops. It will be, Patrick, to use the old quote, highly controversial.
Well,
then let's move forward. We can't keep going round in circles. You see, the thing is, Patrick, that over the last 20 years, it's kind of funny, because this is an anniversary for me that's coming up. It's kind of weird. It wasn't planned that way, that this book should come out almost to the month when this started for me in March 1990, or started for me consciously anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, I heard a simple philosophy. I want to know what's going on. I'm not going to decide that I'm not going to go into this area because it seems crazy. I'm going to go if the information justifies it. And when you look at the multi-leveled, multi-scaled, interconnecting things that are being introduced in the world in such a coordinated way across a great spectrum of different areas of life, in health and politics and banking, business and science and surveillance and all the rest of it, then there has to be something that is coordinating all this, because it ain't just men in dark suits sitting around a table. That's one level of it as it plays out, but it's not where it originates, and it's not where it's coordinated from, and this is what this book reveals.
So in general, you're suggesting here then there is some deep spiritual or karmic event going on here, rather than just, like you say, people in smoke-filled rooms drinking 20-year-old scotch, playing games.
Well, see, what happened to me, Patrick, 20 years ago is I had just an amazing series of experiences, one in particular, but they were interconnected, which basically blew the top of my head off. And I started to see things and perceive things that I didn't before.
Yeah.
And once that had happened in 1990, very early 91, my life became this amazing synchronistic journey, and of walking into information, documents, experiences, people in an incredibly coordinated way to hand me the puzzle pieces. Now, it started out in the first few years, overwhelmingly, it was about what I call the 5 sense level of reality. It was about banking scams, political scams, engineered wars, and incidentally, from the very, very early days, the earliest days after this started, one of the themes that came into my life very powerfully and constantly was Sumer, which became Babylon, which we now call Iraq, that area of land. It's very, very significant. They're not just gone into Iraq for oil. They're going into Iraq for many reasons, and one of them is it's a very, very historical part of the world for the network of families that control our planet today. But after that, I started moving through this synchronicity, especially over the last 6-7 years, and this is fundamentally important. Everything comes from this, into the nature of reality itself. And once you start to understand how that works and the illusory nature of the reality that we're experiencing, then you can understand how it's possible to coordinate something in such an extraordinarily powerful way, effective way, that would not be possible if you were perceiving the world as most people perceive it, which is that it's all a solid world and it's everything's just matter and everything's apart from everything else. It's not like that. And even the cutting edge of science now is beginning to look at this and realize that it's got to go down this road if it wants to understand reality. Funnily enough, I've been writing for years and years and years that we live in a holographic universe, which is an illusory of physicality, an illusory three-dimensional state. And I picked up an absolute center of mainstream science magazine a little while ago in 2009. And the front page headline or front page feature was "You are a hologram projected from the edge of the universe." So we're now starting to see even mainstream science have to look at this. And once you understand it and how it works, bingo! Not only can you understand how this can be coordinated globally across these or so many different subjects, areas, countries, organizations, you can see why they do things that they do, like putting additives in food. Like putting additives in water, like fluoride and stuff, like putting all the electrochemical and microwave pollution in this microwave electromagnetic smog that we live in now, particularly in cities. Once you realize what I'm talking about in terms of reality, these things take on much more profound states in terms of understanding why it's done.
You know, what's so interesting is if you make the case that this is all an illusion, what we call reality, as you have over the years, then you can then take the next